Your girl, Precious Mary, aka Mrs. Oberyn Martell. Yes, I still miss him.
Oberyn Martell?
Yes,
Really?
Oberyn Martell, my husband.
Mr. Broken Cantaloupe.
Shut the fuck up.
It's not like you've been waiting to do the intro like that for a while. Anyway, I'm Jimmy A. You already know that.
Is Miss J.
What? I'm Steve.
Uh-huh.
I'm Steve every week.
And Lamar. Dante can't make it today for reasons known.
Beyond our control.
He just needs to drink a lot of Gatorade.
Ensure.
You need to.
Precious. As you were
I
saying
have
about
nothing to say on
Mike
that.
Jordan. I mean, Michael B. Jordan.
Okay, so we're going to talk about some topics. One of them is Michael B. Jordan. So, the thing with Michael B. Jordan, he had a party. He's vacationing in Italy, and he had a party, and there was not a single black woman that was
summarize,
at his
he
party.
has a popular
Because he's in
Wait.
Italy.
He
Wait,
goes to the store.
wait.
He
Let
goes
him finish.
There's a reason why.
to the store
Okay.
and likes to pick up Ritz.
And then the people on the internet were making fun of him because there was some pictures taken of him while he was vacationing in Italy, and it seemed as if he lost some weight. So people were just cracking jokes on him because you know how he was buff in Black Panther and Creed, and now he kind of looks
You know how
like a
how
Smeagol.
petty black chicks are. You know how petty black chicks are. That's exactly what you meant to say.
So
Well, it's
everybody,
not just black chicks making fun of him. I make
Everybody,
fun of him, but it's
everybody.
understandable. Continue.
yeah, it was everybody.
I make
Even
$300
one
million.
person.
You can make fun of me. I'll just show you my wallet.
Yeah, a friend that I know, he commented, "Is this your Killmonger?" when they showed the picture. So it seems as if Michael B. Jordan is getting a lot of flack ever since he first came out, and as a well-known actor, he's been receiving a lot of flack for him not preferring black women and so on and so forth. What are your thoughts on it?
Because black chicks.
Okay, let's go with the obvious. He partied in predominantly white country, and he threw a party. And it's not like he had a guest list. It was more like a, hey, I'm throwing a party, come on out. And he's in freaking Italy. Of course, there's gonna be a lot of white people there.
Didn't he
Huh?
release a statement about his preference?
Yeah.
Did he say something?
Yeah, he did. He said
He
he said
That's
he likes
important.
milk. He likes cinnamon milk, almond milk, buttercream milk. He basically referenced. He
Light
basically
skin
said he
girls.
likes
Women.
But did he
Yeah.
say he likes chocolate milk?
I don't know if he mentioned chocolate milk.
But it seems he likes some cream and sugar, man. He likes some.
You
he
mean
likes
in his
light-skinned
coffee?
Girls.
No, I don't think he likes coffee.
I don't know. It's
Look, man. He like
it's
look.
like how
Look.
you,
He
it's
likes.
like someone
Look.
how you, what you
Look.
want, what you
Look,
like.
Steve.
He
He
likes
likes.
the cappuccino
Look. He
black.
likes. He likes dipping the pocky in milk.
It's not a-
That's what you meant to say. He likes dipping the pocky in milk.
It's not bad to have a preference. If your preference is whatever it is, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, facts.
What the source of your preference is another thing, but that's something that cannot be proven.
But we're
What did
reading.
you say?
But we're
The
reading.
source of your preference, like the reason why it's specific
But
is your preference,
Here's the thing. though.
varies, and you can't really tell a person why it is, because unless you know their
Honestly,
history,
as long
unless you know their history, you wouldn't really know why they have their preference.
That too,
But
but
I find it very interesting that I find it interesting that he
Look.
likes everything but chocolate
he
milk.
didn't say
he
that.
didn't say
Oh,
that. He-
I thought you said
everybody
he
knows
didn't
and
mention
stuff.
chocolate
He
milk.
didn't mention it, but that doesn't mean he doesn't like
How about
it.
this? Your sex.
What?
I said this before. Your sexual proclivities are your own. As long as you're not hurting nobody, I don't give a shit. Like, the only reason it's back in the news is because black chicks are pissed off because Killmonger's not there. Zaddy is dead, and they know it.
But in
But
my
you-
opinion, that's their own fault for dogging him before. So
Facts, exactly.
No, that
Don't
argument
dog
I
the
can't stand that
motherfucker
argument.
and they get
I'll
mad
tell you
with-
why I can't. I'll tell you
not
why.
like that. I'm just saying,
Said
don't
that-
be mad if you were one of the people dogging him before. That's
And
all
then-
I'm saying.
I get that. What I'm
That's all
saying
I'm
is that
saying.
you can't say, oh, I'm not gonna date a black woman because when I was younger.
No, I'm not talking about Killmonger. I'm talking about the women.
I'm talking in general, not just Killmonger alone, because it's not something that just
Now,
happens to
as
Mike
far
Jordan,
as
Michael
that,
B.
don't
Jordan.
say, "Oh, I don't like these people because they treated you some kind of way." And equally, don't sit there and be mad at somebody that you were dogging a while back. Like
Yo,
But
fact.
you
it
see,
don't work
people-
like that.
Exactly.
In Michael B. Jordan's case, I'm pretty sure there weren't all people that were dogging him. He didn't meet all these women. These are just women in general.
No, but the
talking
thing about it
fact,
is that's the ones
talking
that
about the fact that another black man is, whatever
Off
this
the
might be.
market.
Not necessarily off the market because he's not married. So
He's not
another
off
black
the
man
market.
is
He's
basically
just
publicly not choosing black women. That's what their issue
He's
is.
publicly choosing what the fuck he wants. That's it. Bam.
And there's nothing wrong with him having a preference. I have no problem
Exactly.
with that. So
Like,
I look
again,
forward to it.
it's another case of, like, black chicks on Twitter are salty as shit that someone that they're oogled are not part of their preferences list anymore. That's it. It really is.
I would say that's it. That's
Oh, he
part
did
of
say
it.
chocolate milk. He said
He did?
he said I like milk. I like chocolate milk. I love chocolate milk. And I like almond milk, strawberry milk. You know, the cinnamon toast crunch.
That's what he likes,
The
all
milk,
the
the milk after that, I like that too.
He just doesn't
that's
like-
pretty.
he just
That's
doesn't
pretty
like
good. I
tricks.
like milk. Period. Y'all just doing a lot. Y'all gotta chill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So in other words, there's nothing to talk about.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
All right, TLDR, Michael B. Jordan's response, I like you all, get off my dick. There you go.
Wow.
All
Next
right.
topic.
Next
All
topic.
We didn't address the fitness thing.
Oh, that's not an issue.
Oh, that's
Look,
not
I know it's
People
not an
are
issue, but
just
people are
dogging
making
it.
fun of it, and you brought it up, so I'm just gonna
well,
address it real quick.
that's where it all began. First, people were making fun of that, and then people started chiming in about the party he had. Well,
Yeah.
wasn't that picture from the party as well?
I believe the picture was.
Wow, it's almost like he got fit enough just to do that role in the movie,
Yeah, he
and
did.
nothing else.
And then he's relaxing now in fucking Milan because he can.
You see, people don't think about how much work it takes to get that buff.
Yeah.
so
For real.
Because he's doing.
Especially if that's not your natural body
As
type.
far as for him, that's actually not. That's butcher. That's not.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
workout
That was
lifestyle
That's
work
his
for him.
relaxed fit.
Yeah.
The workout lifestyle isn't a lifestyle he wants for himself.
That's what I'm saying.
So for him,
That's
it's
not
just
his norm.
something. That's something he did for a movie. Now his workout will consist of 2 workouts a day.
2 workouts a
And
day,
a specific
strict
diet.
meal, a strict
And
caloric
something
diet regimen.
that he doesn't want to do all the time. So
Yeah.
he's chilling now.
Yeah.
People need to just.
Now he
people
can eat a
people
slice.
don't know that. That's
Now
all.
he can eat a slice of pizza on a yacht and do whatever the fuck he wants.
So this was a non-issue to begin with.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but don't you think this can go into the topic of why is it people, specifically black people, because it goes hand in hand. When Serena Williams married her white husband, black men were dogging her.
So-
Meghan Markle, black men were dogging her as well. Then with Michael B. Jordan, black women are dogging him, and other black men who
Because black people
prefer.
Because
So
black-
why
Here's
is
the thing.
that?
Black
Here's the thing.
Peter is-
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm gonna-
But it's not.
Initially, when you mentioned that we should talk about Michael B. Jordan, I knew about where you were going with that, but I was gonna say we should talk about him. We should focus on that issue itself
Yeah.
because that's a big thing in general.
All right, so let's go.
But it's an issue, and mainly because when when people decide to date outside the race or marry outside the race, the reasoning aren't always because they're just attracted to the person. The reason is more along the lines of, well, my people weren't feeling me, so I'm gonna go to this other race.
There's nothing
What?
wrong with that, though.
Continue.
There's nothing entirely wrong with that, though. You go where you are accepted,
But-
not tolerated.
I understand that. You go where you accept it. But what I'm saying is that doesn't mean, because for one thing, you didn't really date every single black woman.
Exactly.
It's not possible. And I understand you can't date every single black
I
woman.
was
It's one
about
for the
to
guys,
say.
for instance. You can't date every single black woman.
You
But
can try.
But you can't say your reason for dating a white woman is because your black woman won't accept you. You date whatever.
Yeah, I won't
And
give
now
you
the
that
other-
as a reason. No.
Well, the other thing about it is that people are so, I don't know what word to use for this, but it's like,
Petty.
for example,
That's a
if I want to
word.
date, right? I want to date. Why would you specifically say, "Oh, I'm going to date only black women"? Oh, they're not working out. All right, let me go see what else is out there. Like, just date whoever you vibe with and call it a date. That's how I see
Because
it.
it
Now you
doesn't
can have
really
other
work
reasons
like
for dating
that.
specifically, and if those other reasons are really your real reasons for doing it, then focus on that. Like if you say, "I want a black family, so I'm going to date black women," then focus on that. You're not going to get that anywhere else.
No.
And then a lot of different things goes into it, where it's just more than just dating
It's,
to date.
yeah, it's your sexual
Now,
proclivities.
there's the other part of it.
The
where,
other
'cause
part
this
is
thing
the
came up-
pettiness of black Twitter.
This came up again with Childish Gambino. Remember when when that video came out and then they were like, "Yeah, we love Childish Gambino. He's woke." And then they found out he's married to a white woman.
He's not married. That's his baby mama.
Baby mama.
Still.
Oh,
Don't
that's all
matter.
she's not.
They
even
don't
married. She's not even
care.
They
married.
don't care.
care.
If it's a Becky involved, they hate. Again, Black Twitter is petty.
So as far as that goes, they had a problem with him being, having a white baby mama. That came up again, and it's come up a few times too. Because if you look at Michael Coulter, the guy that played Luke Cage, he's also with a white woman.
Okay.
And that was a problem too. I don't know if it was
It wasn't that big.
It wasn't that big, but it's always a problem.
Well, that's because he never made any statements saying
Exactly.
otherwise.
But it's always a problem. It's always a recurring problem whenever they see.
The problem that I had with the Childish Gambino thing is there were a lot of blurs. If you don't know what a blurred is, that's a black person that is a nerd.
A black nerd.
Yeah. So there were a lot of male blurs.
Don't like that term, but
there were a lot of male blurs who were saying, well, black women don't like smart, nerdy black guys, and this is why we date white women. And I'm like, are you
fucking serious?
Yes, are you kidding me? Alright, there are a plethora of black female nerds. And I reference Family Matters. Look at how Steve Urkel treated Myra Winslow as opposed to not Myra Winslow.
Laura.
He treated Myra as opposed to Laura Winslow. He was here chasing Laura Winslow, even though Laura didn't share the same interests, didn't have the same type of goals that he had. And here was Myra, who was the same geek as him, who was nerdy as him, kind of obsessive like him. There were even some cases where she helped him. Like, I remember there were some episodes where Steve Urkel couldn't figure out something. There were some instances where Steve couldn't figure out something in his experiments, and Myra would be there to give him a hint, but yet he always went to the popular girl, Laura Winslow. So I'm like, how can these black male nerds say that black women were checking for them when there are so many?
The ones that they wanted,
yes,
were not checking for them.
Exactly,
because it works the same way around
much.
with black female nerds.
Exactly.
Usually the one we have our eye on isn't checking for us either. So. Again, go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. It's
okay.
Speaking of that, a lot of times it just depends on, like, especially if you're in the hood and you're not like everybody else. Like I was for a little bit. Like literally, it's just like literally everybody around you is undesirable, and that's just because you just come from a different background, a different community. When I went to high school, right, like. I was like, okay, I'm interested in getting a girlfriend now, and I just made a conscious decision not to because everyone was ratchet. Everyone was ghetto as hell. It's just like this is not my thing. I ask you what you like. You tell me you like Baby Fat and Jordans. Like, do you
Baby
read?
Fat was cute a little bit.
I read
just a little bit.
Magazine. Like,
just a little bit.
I don't know. Those Baby Fat pants look good on women.
Of
course they
it
do.
was cute a little bit.
Of course they do, but that's
like if that's
and it had a cat on it.
If that's all, yeah, that's true.
Like, it just
like
sometimes, like you said, go where you celebrate it, and oftentimes it could just be a product of where you are. Mm-hmm. If you're a famous black actor in LA, that's a mostly white-dominated space, and if you're a high-profile actor, if you're a high-profile actor, it's gonna be hard to be with someone who's not within that same world. Mm-hmm. And just by the very nature of the world and industry you're in, there's gonna be a lot of white people. Mm-hmm. So if you meet a sister, that's good and all, but just the odds are just in the favor of you meeting some decent person who just happens to be white. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. There's just nothing wrong with that. If you were in I don't know, if you grew up in Brooklyn and you were in the hip hop scene or whatever, I mean, there's a pretty good, and you end up with a white chick, I mean, that's gonna be like, okay, where'd you meet her? She ain't from, I don't feel no kind of way, but she ain't from around here, so you must have met her,
somewhere else.
Well, outside of this life, outside of this realm.
Exactly. Where in Manhattan did you pick that one up?
Not Harlem.
I guess what I'm trying to make is you go, like she said, you go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated, and sometimes part of that is just where you're at. You're just not on the same level as people. Especially if you're coming from the hood, there's a pretty good chance you're not on the same level. or if you're coming from suburbia and everyone wants to
I wouldn't
stay,
say
you know.
level. I'll say there's different interests.
Well, yeah, these interests never align.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Never
that's
align.
completely true.
Almost
Okay.
never align.
To coincide with what you're saying, we both know somebody, no names mentioned, who grew up in a predominantly white area, and they started feeling bad because they couldn't date because she's black, everybody else isn't. And but if that's where you're living, where your house is, where your school is, you have to grow up feeling less than because apparently don't nobody wants you. That does something to you after a while, and it makes you sit there and look at yourself like, well, what's wrong with me? So sometimes where you are, like he said, in this case, he's talking about career, but I'm just saying for anybody else, where Childish Gambino was growing up, where he was the undesirable, just like the person we know wasn't undesirable, quote unquote. Not to say that they are, because there's nothing wrong with them in my opinion, but everybody isn't as nice as we are, so, you know, that does something to you after a while. And
It really does.
if it keeps happening,
You become
you
jaded.
can't, it's not that you say, oh, well, I'm writing off every black person, but if like 80 or more % of your interaction with certain people is negative, you're going to find yourself avoiding them altogether and just dealing with everybody else.
That is very true.
Yeah, that is.
But
I gotta forgot to say this but with it, but it sounds like it makes sense. It makes sense in my head, but bring it out.
just say it.
Just say it.
Okay, it's like what you're talking about with the person. That's just that example you use, right? The person that you said grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, right? And she feels like she's unwanted around in that neighborhood. Now, it could be, let's say she's in a situation where she becomes famous, finds a white person, because she's black, right? Finds a white person and she marries this white person, and everybody has this all hoopla about it, right? And then she says, well, y'all didn't, well, she wouldn't say that because her situation is going to be all white people. That's a little different. Because most of the situations usually come down to the whole, they didn't want me when I was younger, blah, 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 so I went to this other thing.
And
So
that's
I
a bullshit excuse.
I feel like that right there, that specific thing
That's
annoys
kind of a
me.
cop-out.
Because
It is.
it annoys me because I just feel like it's when you were younger, no one really knows what they want, to be honest.
True.
That's
Yeah.
one thing.
Exactly.
No one really knows themselves. And you're older now. You should really, I feel like, I understand it because I felt certain things too. But I feel like after a while, if you can't get over it naturally, you might want to get some help to get over it, because at the end of the day, that's not a good enough reason, in my opinion, for you to just say, oh, because of this, I'm gonna forget all of you, and I'm gonna just go to this direction instead.
No, I agree with
Like,
you, and I feel you there.
you don't have to limit yourself to just one race if you want to date. You can date any race you want. That's perfectly fine. Just don't put another race down because you want to date this other race. That's where the big thing is.
I
for
think
me.
that's the problem that a lot of people have, specifically black people, specifically black women, because we always
No,
in a way
specifically
get
black women.
we always get the short end of the stick
That's true.
because we're always marketed as the least desirable and so on and
All
so
right,
forth.
yeah, that's true.
So
I was gonna
That's
say,
black. That's
as
just black people in general.
no, as
No,
black
black
men,
women.
they may not want to
Black
marry you, but you are seen as exotic, so they want a piece of you at least once.
Yeah.
As far as we're concerned, if they can find
Lowest
an
tier.
Asian, a Middle Eastern, a white girl, a Hispanic girl with the features that we have, they're good. They don't
Yeah.
need to resort to us.
They want a person
It's
with
a
blackish
type-
features, but not a black
But
person.
here's
Exactly.
the thing about it. And I hate this line. I hate hearing it, but it has a lot of truth to it. Men are visual.
yes.
And because men are visual, that's all it really is. They just want to see a piece of ass.
No. I'm sorry, but
Only time it goes deeper than the visual is when you actually have feelings for the girl.
not even
When it comes to sex, it's more visual than anything else.
if that's
It's why you can see a hot girl and you get a boner. You don't know her, but you just see a hot girl, and all of a sudden, your little wee-wee is a little happy.
Okay,
But
go
don't
ahead,
you think the
Lamar.
shit still works the same for women too?
Not 100%. Don't get me wrong. I know women do.
Why are you asking this question when you have two women
Listen,
here? Why you
exactly.
asking
That's
me?
what I'm saying. How you explain it for us?
Like you can't. Like
Why
no,
you explain it?
I'm gonna explain this.
don't you think their little wee wees get up too?
But they won't be so easy to have sex with a person just because of that.
Bullshit.
Or not.
Yes,
not
bullshit.
as common as
Bullshit.
men do it.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
That's a
Bullshit.
society
Bullshit.
thing.
That
Jimmy.
is a
We get
stereo.
into all
That is a
And I'll tell you why.
Jimmy, wait a second. Hold on. That is a societal
Listen
definition.
to why I said that. This is why I'm saying that.
Go ahead, finish.
A
your
woman will see a
mansplaining.
guy, and their attraction is there. Don't get me wrong. And when he opens his mouth, it's like, nah, forget it. And a guy will not say forget it. He will still hit it.
No. Why? Because there are a lot of women that, and I can tell you from personal experience that yes, they look good, but the minute they open their mouth, I'd rather a fist go into it than my dick.
But that's you.
I swear to God.
That's you specific. But that's you specifically. That is not most people. That's not Gen Pop. That's just you.
We're just stereotyping at this.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. You're literally acting like the same people on Twitter bashing Michael Jordan right now. Michael B. Jordan right now.
May I just say?
May
I just say?
And one of the women answer Lamar's
yes.
question.
Well, the question is why I answered it that way.
What?
But continue.
Steve, what do you want to say real quick?
I was just gonna say this whole hoopla on the internet, whatever. I mean, like, it's only you never it takes a certain kind of person to rant and rave over the internet like that. Mm-hmm. And the people who rant and rave over the internet, they're a vocal minority, and they're an emphasis on minority. Mm-hmm. They're just really unhappy people who have a voice on the internet, and then someone from Huffington Post needs to. I'm not gonna say HuffPost. Should I use HuffPost?
Yes, you should.
All right,
because
that is the roots.
Someone from HuffPost, the left leaning side of it, not the actual journalism side of it. They're gonna be like, I need to do my job today. So after I do my 10 things list article today, I'm just gonna look on Twitter for trolls that affirms this one thing and say, hey, everyone believes this.
To be fair, we are all we're a voice on the internet. We are part of that minority.
Wow.
No,
yes.
to a certain extent.
This is a meta discussion of talking about the fact that people are losing their minds on Twitter.
It's just a discussion about the whole thing. That's all.
I'm not stopping the situation that I'm not stopping the conversation that a bunch of black people are bitching on Twitter, or this is what the black people do. This is what's up with them. Let's talk about that. Like no. This is like a five.
All right.
This is like 5 people on Twitter losing their shit and being petty.
What was your question again, Lamar?
I said when Jimmy said like most men are visual, and that whole perception of when men see just a piece of ass. All right, fine. We're hyped for that shit. Women don't do that often. My question was not as often. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't really a question, just a rebuttal of, don't you think women literally have the equal reaction to that as well?
Absolutely.
Where it's like, yeah, you're hot, but if you open your mouth, like, I will kill you just because you ruin the perception of what I think you should be. And that's
what I said. About the opening your mouth and it changes. As for men,
and he's saying that men don't care.
Really wanted to.
No, but Lamar.
No.
A lot of men
care.
do care.
Men do care.
When it comes to having a relationship.
No. When it comes to wait. Hold on.
When I say men, I don't mean 100% of men.
No,
it's impossible.
Wait.
So when you say you wouldn't, you're talking about you specifically.
Jimmy, still so. Think about it. You might get with one chick.
Count for 100% of the men in this world.
Exactly, and we know this. So stop using that as an excuse whenever.
It
doesn't matter. Listen.
But I am
too. It
matters
when your response is I wouldn't. It matters.
Wait a minute. Jessica, let Jessica talk. Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead. Jessica.
All they're saying is, yes, we know they've said, okay, they wouldn't, but there are just as many men who would probably agree with what you just said. There are a good amount who also would not, because all it takes is that one crazy chick that you decided, ooh, okay, so we just gonna go do this real quick. And next thing you know, she's like borderline stalking you. And I know someone where that has happened to. It was supposed to be a hookup at a party, and he couldn't get rid of this chick for like 6 months. To the point where she found out where his address was, and listen.
And that's what you want to throw
and
a bitch off.
All because that ass looked good and he wanted a piece. And he got a piece, but he got more than he bargained for.
He got a piece and he lost a piece of his fucking mind.
And that is why we are more likely to like assess the situation. Like, okay, yeah, you're hot, but
you have the characteristics of a car bomb.
But it's going back to what all you really saying is what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying there are a good amount of men who do the same thing.
But the thing about it is,
so
that
what
you
I'm
said,
saying, and adversely,
yeah, it really
and
is.
adversely, there are plenty of women who give zero shits and do what they want.
Absolutely.
Just like the average
I
guy
know
would.
some,
So
and I've heard stories.
That was not what you said.
exactly.
I said men are visual.
Women are
people.
Dude, people
are
are
visual.
visual.
If you have eyes,
You are visual. I see walls. I see lamps. I see outside. I see their chest. I'm visual.
they don't see that much.
Not like that. Yeah,
We're wearing
yeah.
t-shirts.
We're wearing t-shirts.
No.
We're fully clothed.
For now.
I think this all just boils down to date whoever you want to date, but in the process of you dating somebody else who happens to be another
Don't
race,
fucking judge.
Don't dog your own people. It all goes back
Don't
to
dog anybody.
Yeah, don't dog anybody. That's
be a
all
dick.
it is. Yes, just love the person who you are. Don't say, "Oh, I'm with this white person because so and so black person ain't shit." Blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Just love who you love.
Just do you.
Just do what Cersei does. Love who you love. Okay, don't do what Cersei
I was about
does.
to say that's a horrible.
Don't do it. Who does?
It's hard.
Wait, what? Hold on. Time out. Who?
Cersei, no. Precious, no.
No, because she always says, "Oh, you love who you love. You can't help who you love."
Listen. We are.
You know what? Just
We're moving on
How
to the next
bad
topic.
is that? Wait, hold on. How bad is that?
No.
No. Yes, I want to know.
No, we move
Summary.
on.
Someone.
what's
What?
What?
Why we said no?
Yeah.
Because Cersei.
Cersei's with her brother. Damn it! No,
Okay.
we not doing all that.
Oh, Cersei.
Yeah.
Oh, Cersei.
Cersei is there.
I don't know.
Oh my
Do
God.
you know any of the Cersei?
For real.
I actually know 3 other people named Cersei.
Really?
Yeah. You don't know.
Oh
That's
my
why,
God.
dude. I'm still getting
Next
off
topic.
of alcohol. Which one?
Next topic.
Let's see. Oh shit, the Teen Titans trailer.
Next topic.
All I'm gonna say is
wait,
I think it's cute and I'm gonna watch it.
They tried to get back to Starfire's original look, and
Y'all need to stop.
no. I pissed off at Raven. I am disastrously pissed
what?
off at Raven.
I think
don't know
it's
what
hilarious.
the fuck they're doing, but I swear to God, she looks like she came out of a fucking Spencer's with a My Chemical Romance t-shirt on.
Oh,
I am so fucking done with that bitch.
I don't know why people like to compare it to the original when you're not supposed to take it seriously. The show doesn't take itself seriously and it constantly breaks the fourth wall and talks shit about itself. I think it's from Teen Titans Go.
That's Teen Titans Go.
That's what I'm talking about.
No.
We're talking about.
We're talking about the trailer.
We're talking about the live action movie and comparing it to the comic and the
Oh,
actual.
you're talking about you're
The
talking
show
about
Titans.
you're talking about the live action thingy.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, when you said movie, you're talking you're talking about the.
I meant
I'm talking
live
about the
action.
Teen Titans Go movie, which is coming out, but it's not
No,
out yet. I thought
not
that's
that.
what you were talking about.
No, not that one.
Well, I
This-
take that one over the live action any day. That's
No shit. Because DC live action is garbage. And this
Sadly.
is just confirming this. It is hot garbage. And we're going to watch this hot garbage because we all know.
I'm not.
Well, when it comes to the TV
I'm
shows,
gonna
it's
give-
hit and miss.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it a chance, and I want to see where
Because
they're
of
gonna go
Gotham.
with it. Well, yes, Gotham
Gotham,
surprised
yes.
me in a good
Gotham
way.
was
Gotham
awesome.
is consistently good.
Yes.
But with this Teen Titan things, Starfire.
Look, they tried their best to try to emulate her look in the comic in the
Girl.
80s.
With the
They
crinkly
couldn't get a
forehead.
better wig for her. This is gonna be
No,
a
no,
wig.
that was her wig.
We're giving this child to wear.
Alright, so I don't know if
Lord.
I don't know if you read that link I sent you. I don't know if you opened that specific link itself, but
Look,
the outfit she was wearing, especially was in this guy, she actually went into a one of those disco clubs or whatever the case might be, and that was the discussion used in the
Yes,
club.
that's
not
main
necessarily
reason
actually going to look in the show, but they're not releasing any images of the show because of
They're
everybody
trying
having
to
opinions
give her
about the way
her
it looks.
original comic
So
look.
you're not going to see the way she's going to really look unless you watch the show or someone posted it from watching the show.
Well, right now they're disappointing me with that look.
Look, no.
They're not giving you any.
Beast Boy's
they're not giving
disappointing
you
as
any
fuck.
context.
Yeah.
Beast
Robin's disappointing as fuck.
Why is Robin disappointing?
Why you said fuck Batman?
Because
Well,
they're trying to
this
make
is
him
the-
edgy
no,
for
you
no
don't-
fucking reason.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it.
No, it's not
Here's the
Damian
thing.
Wayne. This
Wait,
is
Robin,
original.
Robin isn't with Batman right now. He's
Right.
on his own.
Yes,
but
that's
But he
the
didn't
first
leave Batman
generation-
because, hey, Batman, we're
No,
cool. I'm
that's
walking away.
Dick
He's
Grayson.
literally not happy with Batman. That's why he left.
Yeah, but Dick Grayson always had respect for
for
Batman.
Batman.
You just
By
said that.
by him saying fuck Batman, like that.
Because he's
that
probably
doesn't-
pissed off at him for something. You don't know the context of what's going
Oh,
on.
Jimmy,
Oh,
come on.
You're going
Yo,
based off the
Jimmy,
little bit
come
that
on.
until you
No,
actually see the
we're
show
going
and see
based
why.
off of the
Listen, listen,
No, Jimmy,
listen,
Jimmy.
listen.
We're
Let
going
me
based
finish.
off of the. Dude,
Until you
Wait,
actually
wait,
know,
wait. Time out. Go
until you
ahead.
actually know why he said it, you don't really know what's going on.
Okay, Lamar.
Anything can be put into a trailer.
The entire-
real quick, in the trailer for Infinity War, they had this one scene where everybody's running and they had Hulk in that scene. When you see the actual movie, it was the Hulkbuster. You don't know what's going on until you actually see the actual thing. So don't just jump off and judge based on what you just initially saw in the trailer. Wait to see the show, or just don't see the show at all.
Lamar, go ahead.
The entire show is trying to be based off of the original comic.
Okay.
No, it's going up to 52. That's why Cyborg isn't in it. It's going based on 52.
It's going off of 52.
That's why Cyborg isn't part of the team.
Yeah,
Cyborg is not there.
Cyborg is not there.
Remember, Cyborg is with the Justice League now.
He's with the Justice League now.
And also, they're gonna have Hawk and Dove in there too. In the show.
So this is Damian Wayne.
No, it's Dick Grayson. This is before.
Then
Dick,
this is
listen,
stupid.
Listen, no.
Because it literally breaks the
listen.
continuity.
Well, this is a TV show. TV shows don't necessarily have to follow the comic book to a T. They
Yeah,
usually
you forget
don't.
that the cinematic DC universe
Rem-
follows its own
No,
rules.
I know.
Well, not only DC. Oh, same with Marvel.
Remember what you
No,
said?
No.
we're talking specifically about DC because
the Marvel Cinematic Universe actually has a continuity thread. You can actually follow it
to the
show
show.
to show and
yeah, the
movie to
shows
movie.
parallel the movies and vice versa. For
But
Marvel.
DC is a stroke.
DC, their shows and TV shows their movies and shows don't connect. We all know that. The show's a show on its own. It's Dick Grayson after he left Batman, but before he becomes Nightwing.
So
Most likely, he'll probably become Nightwing either midway through or by the end of the season. I'm pretty sure he'll become Nightwing at some point.
I'm sorry. I get what you're saying, Jimmy, but it bothers me. If you're saying that Robin is Dick Grayson, it bothers me
That
that he
has
said
to be
fuck
Damian Wayne.
Batman.
Because Damian Wayne would say "fuck Batman" like we would use a comma
or
in a
Jason
sentence.
Todd, one of the two.
Yes.
It bugs me
Jason
because I
Todd.
know how much Dick Grayson respects Batman. The only thing that he was pissed off about Batman was being in his shadow constantly. That's why he broke off and went on his own. But for him to just say fuck Batman as if he doesn't give two shits about him,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
When we see
I
the show,
can't
we'll
buy
find
that.
out. Other than that, the show is gonna focus more on Raven and Dick Grayson. It's gonna
Which is the dumbest.
because it's gonna provide some kind of focus. It's gonna be in the story about Raven and I guess the demon within her. Blah blah blah.
I don't know. I've been pleasantly surprised by those shows before. So
Look, I'm going in with
I don't necessarily think it's gonna be. It might not be great. But I don't think it's gonna be trash either.
Nah,
We shall see.
I hold a bit more negative.
Only thing I'm worried about
Regard
is
to-
Beast Boy because I know CGI costs a lot of money.
They're not gonna do that shit right. They're
I
gonna
don't
get
think
rid.
they're gonna have him transform.
They're gonna make him into a gorilla.
Transform, he's not gonna have that much on airtime.
No, he's not. Look what happened to Ghost.
So what's probably gonna happen? I'm not happy about it. Probably gonna. I think I
Costume.
said it somewhere. No, not costume. They're probably gonna have him use his powers like Vixen.
Oh, fuck out of here.
That's the rumor that's going around.
Wait, how does Vixen? I don't watch the show.
Well, no, Vixen in general. Vixen, is it? Yeah, her name is Vixen. Yeah. She has the amulet.
Yeah.
And when she touches the amulet,
That's
gets.
when she changes.
No, she doesn't
No,
change.
that's when she gets the power.
The spirit of the animal shows around
So you
her.
think they're
They
gonna
might
do
not
that
make. They might not make it
in
show. But as far as the abilities of the animal will become his abilities whenever he wants. They might make him flash green and change abilities to show that he's changing abilities, but
What the
I
fuck?
doubt
Wonder Twins?
I doubt they'll give him the
Working
transformation.
around it somehow.
As for Starfire, she's gonna glow orange,
Of course she's going.
which
Wait, so she's not orange?
she's black.
She's black. She's a black woman. You
She-
saw that.
A dark skinned
The thing
black
about
woman.
it is,
Only
I know she's being played by a black actress,
They're not
but
gonna
I
paint her.
thought they were gonna paint her orange.
No, they're not gonna paint her.
DC doesn't put in work in those shows, right?
Exactly.
If it comes on
The
CW,
fuck, DC?
no,
Listen,
that doesn't mean that they're bad.
I think
Look,
it's
look,
okay
look,
to not
look,
pay her
look.
and do a little differently just to save money on, because if it's expensive, they're gonna get the get down
Like the
effect.
cheesiest
And you don't want
CG
that.
thing they have
You
now.
know why it
is,
was the get down, right?
Yeah.
It was
It
too
got
expensive
too
to make an
expensive
episode.
to
They
continue.
canceled it. So if it's too expensive, it doesn't make any sense. And that's part of the problem with transferring from animated to real life. The
Plus,
cost for CGI is
you're
different.
talking
For a
about
movie, it's easy. You do that one movie, that's
You're
it.
talking about someone who's completely orange and someone who's completely green on a shoestring television show budget.
And someone who's
It'll look weird.
Wow.
Now,
and someone who's completely,
I don't know
wait,
if
wait,
you guys.
Steve,
I don't know if
and
you guys
someone
watch.
who's completely pale.
Houseway.
Oh yeah. Now I don't know if you guys watch what's the show on Supergirl.
Yeah.
Any of you ever watch it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Brainiac? No, I'm talking about the live action.
You mean
Supergirl.
Martian?
The one on
No,
CBS.
the live action Supergirl.
The CBS one.
CBS.
It's not
Yeah.
CBS anymore. It's on
CW.
it's on
CW now. Yeah,
Season
they
2
brought
is
it out.
CW. In season 2, Brainiac is on the show.
Oh, he is?
He looks weird. As
He looks
Brainiac.
horrible.
What it did was they showed Brainiac at first, right? And then in the I think in the 2 or 3 episodes afterwards, he has some kind of transformation thing where it makes him look human. They took off the blue stuff because it doesn't look right on TV. Maybe because they can't get it right yet. I don't know what the case is.
Well, I know about Martian, the Manhunter.
They have him transformed all the time as the black guy.
I
He transformed into the Manhunter, into the Martian for once in a while, but not all the time. Most of the time, when he's on air,
he's a black
he's
guy.
the actor, the black guy.
I don't feel any kind of way about them being green or purple or whatever.
I don't either.
They could work around that.
I'm fine with green hair and that's it.
They
It
can't.
doesn't
they
look
work
bad to
around
me,
that.
not at all.
Like if we want to no wait, listen.
No, I am.
If we want to be, we can't be anal about these TV shows because they switch things up all the time and they make it look good. Supergirl's plot on CW is nothing like it is in the comics or whatever.
Of course not.
It's a completely original plot.
Yeah.
Completely original. The Arrow.
It's not great, but it's not terrible.
Arrow, which was like the original thing, they completely twisted that into some like dark gritty thing.
What they did with the Arrow was make
And-
him. They give him a lot of Batman villains. They basically made him Batman without being Batman.
Yeah, but yeah,
Batman
but
with a
they
crossbow.
did. Yeah, they did, and he was just a friggin' badass because honestly, that before that show, the image of Green Arrow was either the goofy wisecracking guy with all the weird arrows in his satchel, or the one from just the Justice League cartoon.
The one
which
that looks like
just
a
a little
fake
bit more
Robin Hood.
competent. Yeah, that was a little bit more competent, but still like, it's like Green Arrow. Arrow made Green Arrow a freaking badass, and for the first 2 seasons it was awesome.
Yes.
3 and 4, we're not going to talk about those. 5 and 6, let's get back on track.
I'm still up to season 3, so I have a lot to
We're not gonna talk about
You're
that.
way behind.
No, actually,
No,
season 3.
no.
No, you watch season 3.
No,
That's the one. with-
Fall was the bad one.
For
Yeah,
some
4 was
reason,
the best.
For some reason, it's hard for me to get through season 3. That's why it's taking.
What's
me
season
so
3 about again?
I can't remember,
Who's
but
the
I
villain?
remember I watched.
That's the
Wait,
one.
that's when Slade
That-
comes in, isn't it?
No, that's season 2.
That's
Oh.
2.
Yeah,
3
season
is
1 and
with-
2. I
3
was
is
It's
with
not.
the
His
League of
mother died in
Assassins.
season.
Yeah.
2.
3 of the
Sorry,
League
spoiler.
Assassins.
Huh?
3 into what?
I'm
The League of
what?
Assassins. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Oh yeah, that's
Jimmy's
when
right.
Ray-
Like when I tell you they pulled a Batman, they pulled a Batman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oliver Queen is next
Oh.
in line
For the League of Assassins. That's Batman.
under Ra's al Ghul.
That's Batman. That's Batman. They
Because in the
basically
5
did
years
it.
that he was stranded on the island.
No.
He became
If you go through the whole show, I'm going to little spoiler here. If you go through the whole show, you'll find out he didn't spend all 5 years on that island.
I know he did it
spent like
because
1
he
or 2
learned
years.
Russian.
He
There
was-
was nobody on that island besides him and the other
and
guy.
Slade.
Yeah, he spent time on the island. He spent time in Russia. He spent time on.
He went all over the place, yeah.
Everything happened before. Like
He did
a lot. He was in a lot of places.
He's basically Rich
He
Hawkeye
even,
with the
he even came
personality
back
of Tony
to
Stark.
he came back to Star City,
Nah,
as they call it. He
not
came back to
Tony
Star
Stark.
City
He's
and
Tony.
left during those 5
To me,
during those 5
alright.
years. There was a flashback where he came back to Star City and he beat up this drug dealer that his sister was dealing with,
Yeah.
and then left to go back to I think Russia at that time.
Yeah, the whole problem with Arrow is Felicity. She was the good thing about the show, and then she became the bad thing about the show.
But she is banging.
I will not dispute
All
that.
right then. And she's
Like
look.
when that happened, I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Emily Brett Rickards, man. She
is adorable. I like her.
She is adorable. She's cute. She's got a nice body, and she looks. I think she looks even cuter with glasses on. Just so you know.
I still remember that scene in The Flash when her and Flash shared their kiss. I was like,
But nah, Flash
That was
has a
the end of
hot
that.
spot.
I was like, I love that scene because when she said to Barry, we're perfect for each other, but for some reason we can't get. Oh my girl, I know how you feel. And let me take my personal feelings out of it. But yes, love that.
Might do the Hercules.
Man, you 5 seconds away from just going.
All right.
Titans will be okay. We'll see how.
I'm willing to give it a chance. I really hope what you're saying about the whole scene with her with Starfire.
I hope that hair goes away though.
They need to get rid of that hair.
No, it's not.
No, you don't know that.
No, they have to get rid of that wig. They have to. There's so many other better, good-looking, curly/kinky.
It doesn't even have to be that. It could just be.
Or the
just
straight
give her some straight red hair color today.
Oh
Boom.
my goodness. Wait, I thought her hair was pink.
Pink, red, purple.
Whatever.
Make it bright.
Just get a better
whatever.
wig.
Just,
My thing is,
Just a Yaki number 12 black and call it a day.
Is it gonna be like a
I'll
tone
go
thing, or is it
full
gonna
black
be,
hair and give her an afro.
or is it gonna be part of like the Arrowverse as they call it?
I don't think it's gonna be part of the Arrowverse. And if it is, it won't be in the first season. It will be in the second season. Speaking of Arrowverse, Black Lightning is not part of the Arrowverse. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not part of the Arrowverse, and they may or may not do it. I don't know. They've made a lot of references to it, but that's just to mess around with the fans. Only ones that are in the Arrowverse are Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl. But Supergirl's in another universe altogether, so they have to actually go through the universe to get to that, which only Cisco could do so far, because he's 5.
The things of tomorrow, the heroes of tomorrow, what's it called?
Legends of Tomorrow, is part of it, yeah.
Legends.
But they travel through time, so
they travel through time, so that gives them a free pass. Like
not to go to another universe. They could travel through time, but they can't travel through universe. They can't go through the dimensions and whatnot. Only time. So there's traveling through time. There's traveling through dimensions to go to other Earths. 2 different things.
All right, so I guess we can lightly talk about the new trailer for Young Justice season 3 since we just saw it. You guys excited for it?
I mean, I'm excited for Young Justice in general. If it was gonna be trash, if it's trash, I'm still gonna see the whole thing. So
it's animated.
It is what it is with that for me.
Yes,
It's the DCAU. It's fun.
Yeah.
The end. Like literally.
And Static is there.
Oh, my boy Static is there. That's true. I'm still mad Static is from Detroit though. I just wish it was like a fake make-believe city. I like those better.
All right. So you guys want to talk about Kylie Jenner?
Now what happened?
What do you want to talk about Kylie Jenner?
Oh yeah.
I want to talk about. I've been waiting for this topic.
All right, so
Okay,
I'll fill you all in. I mentioned it earlier, but basically, due to her connections and her lucrative and what? No.
Boy.
I don't care what you say.
Not yet.
Yo,
I'm not talking about it.
Jerry.
No, what I'm going to say is that are you saying what's going on with Kylie Jenner, or are you giving your opinion about it?
No. I'm stating the facts.
Yes.
Due to her connections and her wildly popular Instagram, she's been able to build a brand for herself, and now that brand is almost worth $1 billion. Almost. So now her fans have literally taken it upon themselves to just throw money at her, literally to get her to the 1 billion mark. That's it. That's the news.
Yeah.
Her fans want to push her to be the youngest billionaire.
Next
so
topic.
They're throwing money at her.
This is not a topic. This really isn't a topic. This is pointless.
I think the
She has some passionate fans.
I think the controversy.
So does Al Qaeda.
Wait.
Is there controversy?
Yes,
Yes,
that's why I started to stop you earlier, because that's not the controversy.
That was just giving you the facts of the
summary.
situation.
Yeah, that was just a
All right, now questions.
There wasn't an opinion in that.
Questions.
The controversy behind it is that Forbes had an article about her, and they claimed that she was a self-made millionaire who's about to become a billionaire.
What?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that.
yeah.
That's why I said, are you giving your
Exactly.
opinion? Or are you stating what's going on? What you said, which is not a lie. What you said, everything was true. But what you were saying sounded more like an opinion.
It was not an
Listen,
opinion.
No. I said it sounded.
I just stated the facts.
I thought you were gonna get to the self-made part and mention
Yeah.
those things. That's why I tried to stop you earlier. But you weren't saying what she was about to say.
Yeah.
So which is something. Go ahead, Precious. Finish. Let her finish.
No, that's what it is. That's the controversy that Forbes proclaimed Kylie Jenner as a self-made millionaire.
Yeah, that's BS.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of
That's
people
complete
are.
and total
Okay.
Literally, she's
But
running off of the
literally have a
goddamn
problem.
Kardashian name.
So all right. So this is my thing though.
You're
Why
not
are we
self-made.
mad?
The end.
It seems like I'm just from like hearing you guys talk about it. It seems like everyone's mad at Kylie Jenner and her fans. Why are you not mad at Forbes for misinterpreting that?
No, I'm pissed at Forbes for that dumb shit. Literally, her
You're
entire
right, Steven.
family.
You're very right.
Her parents are what freaking magnates? Like they own companies upon companies. Shit's been passed down to them, and not only that, but then she's part of the entire Kardashian line. It's just like the Lannisters.
She had an entire drawer of silver utensils given to her, and they're gonna say, "Wow, she's self-made
So
millionaire."
now you see why I tried to stop you
That
earlier because I
privilege.
thought it was an opinion that you were stating at first.
No, he was just.
I'm explaining
Okay,
why I tried
got
to
you,
stop him.
got you.
That's
I
all
was
I'm
about
saying.
to say.
Nah, it was not an
So-
opinion. Yeah, Forbes, you done fucked up. You the donkey
Yeah,
of the day.
no.
Forbes is the problem there.
You the donkey of the day.
Everybody's
Yo, facts.
your inner Charlemagne. But as far as that goes, some people are bashing Kylie Jenner, which I think is messed up because it's not Kylie that said.
They're the people riding the donkey.
She may or may not have said about herself, but as far as publicly going, Forbes did that. Forbes made that
Kim
announcement.
Kardashian came out in defense of her sister. She said
course she
that
would.
Kylie is self-made.
Of course
No,
she would.
you're not.
No, here's the thing.
Freaking not.
But okay, real quick.
No. If your
Question.
family literally can have assets to just hand you, you're not self-made. If that's the case, Donald Trump is self-made.
I was about to him and his small loan of $1 million. You know what I could do with that?
Small loan of $1 million.
Small loan of $1 million.
In old investments that he had to liquidate because of the fuck up of a businessman. This is the same thing with Kylie. It's just the fact that in this market now, you can make something of yourself. But the thing about it is, it works even more when you have a 7-figure sum as collateral backing.
Facts.
So here's my question: what considers one person self-made versus another person being self-made? Oh, not self-made, I should say.
Well, they were actually having this discussion. Like, I was watching The View, and Whoopi Goldberg and Meghan McCain were on the same page. They believed that Kylie was self-made. Whereas Sunny and the other three women, I think it was Sunny, Joy, and I forgot the blonde, Sarah, they were telling them, no, Kylie is not self-made because she had opportunities afforded to her. The only thing is that Kylie was able to take advantage of that, and that's when Megan and Whoopi was like, "Well, that makes her self-made."
No, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't. Literally, you got.
Can you wait and let her finish? Can you let her
fuck down. We know where you stand.
Wait the moment.
Chill.
Quiet.
And that's Whoopi and Megan McCain were saying, well, that's what makes her Kylie self-made. She took advantage of those opportunities because there are a lot of rich trust fund kids that just sit around and don't do anything, and they just, they just take their parents' money. And Sunny kept saying, no, that is not self-made. Just because you're a trust fund person, you don't work hard, you still have opportunities afforded to you. Whereas somebody, let's say that lives in a rural area or lives in an urban area, they have to work hard to create those opportunities for themselves. I think that's the controversy behind self-made. Is self-made taking advantage of the opportunities that are given to you, or is self-made creating the opportunities for yourself? Go ahead, Jessica.
Okay, so I just wanna when people usually use the term, well, nobody ever gave a definite, a finite definition to the term self-made.
Yeah.
But as we've been using it so far, it's somebody who didn't come from much and made it. That is self-made. That's pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and what have you. Which is why I would say, no, she's not self-made in that sense. Was she smart enough to leverage the resources she had? Absolutely. Because she could have just sat back and, been involved in a bunch of scandals and did some dumb shit and, showed her ass on Instagram. She could have been doing a lot of things, but
like her sister.
She did. That's what I'm saying. So, did she choose the smart route? Yes. Can I knock her business sense? No. Is she self-made, though? I would say no, because you leveraged what you had, but you had way more than the average so-called, supposed self-made person. So no, I wouldn't give you that title. I'll give you a whole lot. I'm not knocking you. You did your thing. The only issue I have is, why are people throwing money at you just to get you past the billion mark? Like, hell, if that's the case, I should open a GoFundMe right now.
Shit. I'm not even calling it GoFundMe. I'm just calling it fucking Go Pay Me. Fuck that shit.
But that's why I would say, is she self-made? No. Is she a very ambitious, businesswoman who is able to seize the opportunity she gets and leverage the resources she has? Yes.
Okay, that's fine. But that's
I'm fine with that.
That's completely fine. My thing is, if you say Kylie Jenner in any way, shape, or form is self-made, I'm tossing you out of this window. I'm sorry. Literally, her all right, fine. You can give her the title of youngest billionaire. That's completely fine with me. I don't mind that. But to call her self-made, or at least to say she started from the bottom, is a fuck. Her bottom is $250 million.
Mm-hmm.
Combined with nepotism and deep connections. There's no bottom there.
So are you saying having connections make you not self-made?
Yes.
No, forget the money part.
No. Connections that you don't earn.
Yeah, connections that you didn't get yourself.
Inherited connections that she had from her name alone and from her family. That's a given.
Unless, of course, if she was excommunicated and she made it this far with zero help from them, that'd be a totally different story. Like if she was like the black sheep or something, and they didn't give her no money, no resources, and
like Tiffany Trump.
Damn.
Just saying.
All I'm saying is, that's different.
Or if she was one of, because I don't know if it's true, Warren Buffett, he doesn't give money to
neither does Bill Gates.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
So Bill Gates better hope he doesn't.
You don't have no kids.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what's funny about that? If we don't know that Warren Buffett give money to his grandkids, I think grandkids.
We do know it.
No, we do know.
I said if we didn't know and one of them made it, what would be the thought behind it?
Who cares?
No,
it's Warren Buffett.
Well, people will argue they weren't self-made.
Well, if we didn't,
then if we didn't know,
then we would assume they got help.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Now, from what I read in the Forbes article, right? The argument between whether she's self-made or not, I personally don't care. Being self-made isn't binary. I do agree with what Jess said about her being smart with what she did. Now, here's what happened. Well, she's been on TV since she was 10, right? When the show first started, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be 21 in August. So it's been about 11 years she's been popular. She has a huge following. The money she used to start a company, based on the article, of course, the money she used to start a company was money she earned modeling and whatever other little things she did. She used her money that she earned from doing other things to start the lipstick company. She also has this T-shirt thing with her sister. Kendall is her name. She has a T-shirt thing with her sister. So I don't know if you would not call her self-made. She definitely had opportunities, kind of like laying around, and she made use of that, which is smart. Now, my biggest problem with this whole Kylie Jenner thing is not even Kylie Jenner herself. It's actually some other people that, because just recently as well, she started a company. Okay, Kylie Jenner started a company in 2015. I think towards the end of 2015, and now within 3 years, she's almost at $1 billion, right? There's another woman that you probably won't know about unless you're in the fashion industry. Her name is Pat McGrath.
Is it the black lady?
Yeah, the black lady.
Yeah.
So Pat McGrath, she's a makeup artist. She's been in the industry for a little while. She's, another one that started a company, I think in October 2015, and she actually hit the $1 billion already. And everybody that's posting about her, I really have a problem with the fact that when they post her, they post Kylie next to her, and they keep talking about how she beat Kylie, like it's some kind of a race, like it's some kind of comparison. And personally, I feel like it takes away from what Pat has successfully done for herself. Because it's like celebrate what she did, but you don't have to put the other one down because you're celebrating one. You know, you could argue the self-making all you want and call it a day, but the comparison, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Because
Pat McGrath
one's more famous than the other. No. That's all.
Pat McGrath is also older, no?
Yeah, she's 48.
I thought the whole fuss about Kylie Jenner is the fact that she's young.
No, the fuss is self-made. That's what everybody's saying.
Both.
The fuss is self-made.
But
Now,
she wouldn't get that.
If she makes it, she's gonna be the youngest billionaire.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason she got. That's the reason they did the story, because she's so young.
Yeah,
it's not the fact that she's gonna make a million. It's just that she's.
Yeah, the story is because she's so young.
Yeah.
And the problem people have is the fact that they use self-made.
Yeah, no, that's the smoking barrel right there.
But the comparison makes no sense to me because, that's the first thing I thought about too. She's 20, about to turn 21 in August. This woman is 48. This woman has been in the industry a lot longer, and she's done things for herself. And I'm not taking anything away from her. I'm not taking anything from either one of them. I just hate the fact that they keep comparing the two every single time. Like you could literally type in Pat McGrath's name right now, and the first 3 articles you see will probably be comparing the two of them. And it's just really annoying to me because it just takes away, in my opinion, it takes away from
Pat McGrath.
Because now, the only reason why you're probably gonna see that is because of Kylie Jenner.
Because it's like, oh, she's been in fucking comparison memes.
Like they both did makeup, correct?
Yeah.
But they both did it different ways.
Exactly. To different
Now,
targeted audience.
Pat McGrath is self-made in the sense that everybody else understands self-made to be. Definitely.
Yeah. Like my whole thing about her calling her like Forbes not even her. I can't even say her because she hasn't even said the phrase self-made. Because the minute she does, I'd reach through Twitter and choke her to death.
Oh God, we got.
But like Forbes, like my whole problem honestly is with Forbes, just because that was just shitty writing on their part.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like
People feed off of controversy.
Yeah, true. All right.
Well, I mean, what's her name? Kylie also has the controversies to post up her lip line.
Huh?
She has some controversies. There was some controversies as well. She's been sued a few times. She copied certain people's style.
Yeah.
She said there was
the shirt that I remember it was almost a year ago. Yeah, last year somebody, I think it was a black woman, sued Kylie because the black woman, she designed these shirts that had camouflage, like army type of stuff.
Yeah, those
and then Kylie
she made army fatigue tees.
Yeah, and then Kylie did the exact same thing, and so she got sued.
But made it with hot pink or some shit like that.
Yeah, some shit like that. And then there was another woman, I don't know her exact race. She's one of those racially ambiguous people. She and Kylie worked together to make a certain shade of lipstick. And then unbeknownst to the lady, Kylie went and marketed it as her own. And the other lady's like, whoa.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we worked on this together. So she's also going after Kylie. So there's some controversy.
There was another one as well that happened last year where there was a woman that did, I'm not sure if it's the same one or not because I didn't figure the story, but she's a woman, she did a design with a lipstick dripping, and Kylie copied that and did it in her own way.
Yeah.
And that was that was going on.
That's another thing.
So there were a few lawsuits. Kylie wasn't born with full lips, but she, from the story, when I was reading, she wasn't born with full lips.
I know. You see the pictures.
Of course,
we know the pictures from how she looked like in 2015 or 2014 to now.
We already know she shoved her face into a dirt devil.
But she didn't. She actually spoke about that as well. I'm not here to defend Kylie, but I'm just gonna speak the facts. She spoke about the fact that when she was younger, she wanted fuller lips, and she would paint the lipstick above her lips just to make it look full and whatnot. She had lip fillings at one point. People were like, "Whoa!" And then she came out that I had lip fillings. So there are a few things that have gone on to actually bring some kind of awareness to her in the news.
Well.
So all that helped her, and that's
yeah.
Also, can't be self-made if you're stealing other people's shit.
That is true. All right, and then recently we just found out a couple of hours ago that James Gunn got fired by Disney because of he's the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, and he was currently working on Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3, Volume 3. But some controversial tweets that he made, I believe in 2008, 2009, about rape and pedophilia has resurfaced, and Disney has decided to part ways with him.
So when he chose to use the song "Come and Get Your Love," I'm just saying.
Do you think?
Alright, I can understand if this was like maybe 2005, 2006, but by 2008, you should realize that the internet is forever, especially if you're famous.
Well, here's the thing about it. The other thing about it, like, it's one thing to make a comment at a certain time, like, and then you still feel the same way as you felt when you made that comment. That's another thing. Like, people do change, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's no real time as to when the change happened. Like, I could say something yesterday and have a completely alternate event happen to me today, and I feel completely different about it tomorrow.
But it still exists.
But it's only been 3 days.
But it still exists on the internet, and you said it. That's why.
I guess
that. I'm not saying
it's a safe move though. It's
so
not like
it's a safe move. You can't really judge, but it's just the fact that people are so hard on people for something.
No, I mean like it's a safe move by the people who are hiring, because it's like, all right, that's a possibility that he changed, but do you as the company that's hiring this guy want to take that risk? Because what if something like that happens again? Then it's gonna be like, well, the first thing they're gonna do is, well, this happened. The last time this happened, everyone knew about it. What did you do about it? That's what happened.
You know, that
has happened. That has happened.
Wait,
and that has been. I forget what.
That's what happened
was.
with Roseanne. A lot of people were asking, because the president of ABC is a black woman. A lot of people were saying, why is it you even gave Roseanne a chance to reboot her show when you know in the past she has acted this type of way, said certain racist things in the past. I think there was a picture of Roseanne where
as
she was
a Nazi.
she was dressed as Hitler. She had
Jew cookies
going
going in the oven.
Cookies there. So people were like, how can you not, why is it now you're firing her for making that tweet? I think she called one of Obama's.
No, she called.
Because
that happened while the show was.
Again,
that's why.
But what Stephen is saying is, people were asking ABC, why did you even give Roseanne a platform for her show when she has exhibited behavior like this in the past?
But
Roseanne is not the best example, because again, like you said, she was off the air. She was out of the public eye.
Yeah.
When they rebooted that show, that wasn't knowledge. Then she made that tweet, and it's like, oh, she did this, and oh, by the way, she did this too. Like, what up? Now that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would be a different story? The kind of situation I'm talking about is if, I don't know, someone like Kevin Spacey, after all those allegations, right?
Nothing came.
They went ahead with the next season of House of Cards, and then something else happened. Then at the first time, all right, okay, that's on Netflix. I mean, that's on Kevin. The second time, it's on Kevin and Netflix, and it's like, okay, Netflix, like,
what's good?
Does it's like, this is actually a good example of this is YouTube.
Logan Paul?
Not even Logan Paul.
It's a lot.
PewDiePie.
I'm not even talking about PewDiePie. I'm not talking about PewDiePie. There are people who make, YouTube is mostly driven by views and traffic, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't, but the thing is, because of the way it's designed and algorithms work, it doesn't really care where that traffic comes from.
Exactly.
And as a result of that, while most of it is harmless, there are people on YouTube there are YouTubers who are making a living putting up at the very least, more morally questionable content. There was a YouTuber, I think it was called Data5. And
yeah,
you guys. Who? All right, I'll explain. So it was basically this guy and his wife and their kids, and their entire shtick for YouTube is just videos of them
Pranking the kids?
Yeah.
These aren't even pranks.
Well,
they're emotionally
pranks.
They're claiming they're pranks, but it's
like
emotional
psychological
abuse.
torture.
It's psychological. Like they'll do something like they'll buy something for their kids.
And
like there's a popular mini series on that channel where it's like we break where they
smash
buy something
whatever.
They buy something for their son, their little quiet son, and they give it to him, and then he gets in trouble, and they smash it in front of him and film the entire thing on camera. Or they film their kids fighting, and it's not like play fight; it's like actual fighting, like hitting, kicking, screaming.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. I just didn't know the name.
Yeah, and then when that came out, it was a whole bunch of shit. YouTube didn't do a thing. The only reason they got taken down is because ACS got involved.
Exactly.
But then come to find out, maybe like I found out maybe last week they started again.
Family of 5.
Yeah, family. They started again a new channel. It's much smaller now, but it's called Family of 5,
Yep.
and they're doing the same thing.
What?
Yeah, they're doing the same thing.
There's more to that story.
Yeah.
Family of 5. In the description, they said that some of the scenes are reenacted. It's not real. Whatever it's like, trying to hide whatever they're doing. Maybe not. I don't know. But YouTube took them down yesterday.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. The first time it's like, okay, shame on you. Second time it's like.
But what I was talking about when I said, people change whatever this might be, everything I said before, it's not about the company. The company has to take action instantly because they have to protect the investment.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people's reaction to it. That's what I'm talking about. And the way the fans feel.
But the people's reactions dictate what the company does.
Yes.
Like if people didn't make a fuss about it, there would be no incentive for the company to do anything.
I didn't even know
like
about
if no one made a fuss about Data 5, then then Roseanne's show would still be on the air and Data 5 would still have their YouTube channel.
ACS would
The public dictates what happens there.
Like especially for free streaming sites
that's
like
different.
YouTube.
Data 5 is different from public reaction.
But like the thing about it is that for like sites like
I was gonna go back to the old point real quick.
Right.
What I'm talking about is like when, for instance, Tim Gunn, he made a statement in 08,
James
right?
Gunn.
James Gunn, yeah.
James Gunn, not Tim Gunn, whoever that is. James Gunn made a statement in 08, correct?
Yeah.
You don't know if he still feels the same, or if that's really how it feels. Now, I'm not saying he does and he doesn't, and I think it's right by the company to take him off. I mean, it's a right move by the company made to take him off. But what I'm saying that now that that's done, if he wants to do anything else, that's gonna get brought up again.
Yeah.
But do we know if he still feels the same way or not?
Well, he did release a statement saying,
that giant ass mea culpa he put on Twitter. But like my thing about it is for public video sites like YouTube and Twitch and whatnot. Here's the thing: public reaction will always mean something unless you put a paywall to it, because you're using your view count. Your view count is parallel to like ad trafficking and whatnot. So the more people you have viewing your site, the more revenue you get from ads. The more revenue you get from ads, even if there was none on the freaking video itself, you still have to go to the site itself and go through and then hop through. Even if you just go straight from the homepage to that video, you're still looking at advertisement. So the more people going there, even if they strictly went to that site to see that channel that made that content, that's basically blacklisted right now. That's still negative press. Like it will still come back to bite the company in the ass. Like if the only reason that it wouldn't have been as serious is if there was a paywall to it, is if they had like either some financial medium that they could manage it themselves without people involved. And if you wanted to watch it, you'd have to pay to join.
I think this is just a lesson that you gotta be careful what you put on the internet, especially these days.
Man, just write everything in a notebook.
I mean, like if you make a public comment like that in the public sphere for everyone to hear, I think it's a fair assumption that people will take you at your word because you put it out there on your little soapbox.
Yeah.
You have a platform and you knew you had a platform and you made a comment like that.
And you're fucked up.
All right, there's a possibility that you changed, but
I'm not. So you can't rely. Go ahead.
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
want
but
to seem like I'm. But go ahead.
I mean,
you can rely on chance, but it's like
why would you?
Because there's things that I've said like back in, I would say as far back as 2014.
Yeah,
and
how old were you in 2014? How old were you in 2014?
4 years younger. I'm still in my 20s.
Yeah.
It's only 4 years.
It doesn't matter.
But
as you live your life,
I'm saying there are
and
things
you
that I said,
experience
and looking
things,
back from like things that I've experienced and learned.
yeah, you can
and I
say
look
you
back, I'm
can't
like,
agree with what you
and
said
I'm like,
back then.
whoa, I can't believe I said that.
Right.
But back at that time, I agree fully with what I said, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, but if someone judged you, if someone heard what they said,
Mm-hmm.
they were there at the time you said it,
And you know what,
they made a judgment about you at that time, and they didn't know who you are now.
Exactly.
But
And now that you just said,
know.
and that statement that you said, what you said back then, you stand by it no matter what happens, since it exists,
They're
it's
gonna
going to
bring
be
it
used
up,
to blacklist you.
What I'm saying is that if that whole conversation that happened back then was online, and I was some famous person, and so and so, and I got, let's say for instance, VD blew up, boom, and they were like, whoa, but back on MySpace, he said this. Oh, let's was boycott them or something because of something I said back then. That I'm not really I don't really believe that anymore now, but that's what I believed at the time.
Rule of the internet.
And that's only 4 years.
If you upload
You're talking about something that happened 10 years ago.
If you upload it on the internet, there's a chance it'll exist forever. That's the key rule.
That's all they're saying.
I understand that. That doesn't change what I'm saying though. The key rule is if you put it on the internet, it'll stay there forever. I understand what you're talking about with that, and that's the cure for everything. But the fact of the matter is that just because it was up there back then and you agree with it back then doesn't mean you agree with it now.
Of course not.
That's what I'm saying.
But people, I think I get what.
And there's no way to really prove that you agree with it or not, because I could easily say I hate women, and then 2 days later, nah, I don't hate women. I could easily just tell you like, nah, that was just old me. It's not easy to tell if the person is changing.
But now it just seems like you're backpedaling the same face.
Then how about
That's
this?
what I'm saying.
That's old James Gunn. That's old Roseanne.
No, Roseanne is a little different because it's ongoing.
But still, she
Roseanne
said
was-
that in the past. That was something she said in the past. She had said things in the news saying, "Hey, maybe we could work together."
Most people who say things like that in the public sphere for everyone to hear, I'd say they don't mean it. Like President against Obama.
Like,
You're right. Mitt Romney was a flip flopper to the fullest.
Yo,
That was Karen.
That dude was
That
a
was
flip
Karen.
flopper.
Binders
Like
full of
sandals.
women.
Like
That
he
dude
literally,
was a
they
flip-flopper.
literally.
Like,
Oh.
I mean, it's the United
I don't
States.
know
not
he was
being
horrible.
careful.
He was
I'm just saying.
I don't know why you would have a camera crew follow you around the campaign trail. We're from district to district where you just say one thing in one district and say something completely opposite in the other one. Like, there has never been a blatant, oh, I'm farming you for votes than that guy. Like, just overtly.
He would have made it if it was back in like the 1980s.
He would have
not
made
in the
it.
1980s.
He would
Like,
have
back in the
Hell no.
1800s when there weren't camera crews and media that was out there like that.
Yeah.
It would have been alright because he could just
Or
live
if
from,
he just stuck to
live
one
from town
message,
to town.
like make it really broad and appeal to people who are simple-minded. Like, yeah, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Make the same kind of promises every politician makes.
It's called dog and whistle politics. Do what Nixon did to win.
And I guess this can go into like with everything that went on with James Gunn. It's the same thing with Papa John's, the CEO of Papa John's.
Papa John is a racist.
Yeah, of course. As I said, like open.
He's just trying to hide.
That
not the first time something.
That whole situation was so ironic.
Dude, it really was.
Alright, so y'all listening, if you don't know about the whole Papa John's thing.
Yeah.
John Schnafter?
Shithead.
Papa
Just
John.
a douchebag.
Papa John himself.
Papa John.
Papa John, the guy who face of Papa John's. They were in a meeting talking about diversity in their company, just diversity in general. I know diversity was a big
Ish
part
topic.
of why they were there. And in this meeting, he said something about how black people, and he used another word that I'm not going to use here, should be dragged by trucks or something. And then they tried to give him a cop out, and I don't think he took it. And one of those people from inside that meeting leaked that to the press. And yeah, but he resigned within the hour.
Yeah.
Hours.
Said it.
Like,
Well, it's not my
I
fault
think-
your freaking pizza tastes
now,
like the
if
N-word.
you drop the N-bomb, if you're a white guy and you drop the N-bomb and you say black people should be dragged behind buses.
Like, yeah.
At a company meeting about diversity.
You should.
You stupid.
You are not just a bigot. You are a fucking stupid bigot.
You a dumb N-word. That's exactly what you are.
Oh man, it's like the episode of The Office when they were having the diversity training meeting. But But yes, I think that's all the topics
Well,
we're
to
gonna...
summarize, this pizza still tastes like a hate crumb.
I don't know. I have no shame. After that announcement, all the pizza was 50% off. Everything was 50% off.
Yo, the only
This
thing
was
that
really?
yes, it was.
Everything.
The only
everything.
It was like
pizza made to the customized, the snacks, the drinks,
Yo.
the desserts, everything 50% off.
Yo.
I remember the coupon code NY50. I used that.
NY50.
Yo,
Exactly.
wow.
Yo.
You know what's funny? H&M did the same thing.
Just so you know,
Yes.
Steven,
Yes.
this is gonna be on the internet, and years from now, if someone says something, boycott them. We're gonna remember this.
I don't
We're
get
gonna
this
remember
shit.
this.
Yo,
I'm
why?
just saying. You're
Why?
saying you don't care
We
now,
all know.
but 2
We
years
all
from
know
now,
right
you'll be
now.
like,
What?
boycott this. They said this. They said that. I'm gonna remember this.
Look,
I'm gonna put
we
it
all
on you.
know.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
know
remember
it's,
this.
well,
I'm
I'm not
just
gonna
saying.
contradict. I'm not saying boycott them.
You're not saying it
Because
now.
that's
I'm
not-
saying 2 years from now,
No,
you might say
I'm
that.
saying boycott them because their pizza
If
tastes
the
like
way you
ass.
feel about certain things change years from now, we're gonna bring that up, and we're gonna see how things go.
Look, the only
That, well, you
look,
can only use that if my mind changes on
look,
something.
man,
Exactly.
the only food
Exactly.
discount
That's
I'm
the
waiting
that's
for
exactly
right
what I'm talking about.
Look, the only food discount I'm waiting for right now, I'm waiting for like the CEO of Popeyes to come out and fuck up. Watch all chicken go down to 50 cents.
I just remember around the time the H&M blunders, the
Oh
advertisement.
yeah, the
On a
top,
monkey shirt.
Yeah.
top monkey in the
After
jungle.
that, I think
Membership?
I think
Everything with 80%
80% off.
That shit was lit.
I was trying so hard because I was boycotting for the cause, but
No.
that
See,
80%
let me tell you
off,
something.
boy.
Let me tell you something,
I
Precious.
think-
This is how you
Listen.
boycott that. You buy it and you don't wear it until the next season. Just wait till it's out
I
of
should
stock.
have done that.
Exactly.
That whole H&M thing boycott was kind of senseless.
That was the dumbest boycott
I thought it
ever.
was a dumb boycott. In fact, I don't have a problem with the shirt.
It wasn't the shirt. It
It
was
wasn't
like the
the shirt.
commercial.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
It was-
because they happened to put the shirt on a black kid, and I guess I can understand where people are coming from. The
No,
anger
like
and everything,
a
but
peak black
I
kid.
don't
Like,
think
they.
because first of all, those things are usually done almost random, not fully.
Yeah,
it's
but
not a
there's
talk-
some things that
like-
you have to be cognizant
yeah.
about. You cannot have a shirt
But
about
people were mad
monkey
about
in
it.
the bin and put
Did
it on a
Did
white
you guys?
cloth.
I know
did
so
I share
many-
the
I
video
know
about the
so many
about
people-
the field trip, the racist
Huh?
field trip.
What racist film?
Oh, that
Which
was
one?
so funny.
There was a story about this guy who was telling us. It was a black guy. He was telling a story about how.
Oh, when he ended up in a
Oh,
car-
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
you know?
Oh,
Picking cotton
Wait,
one?
What's the
It's
story?
hard to tell the story.
It's
a lot.
kind of hard to tell the story.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't really
I
tell
will
the
show
story.
you the video
Wait,
because
wait.
I don't want to. I want you to watch.
I'm gonna
it.
show. I'm gonna.
In water.
They probably did a remix to it.
Oh gosh.
Well, that is our show for today.
I think we're done for today.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done for tonight.
Press the goddamn button.
Alright, later you cotton pick.